Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Marriage Ministry Motherhood. I'm your host, Tammy. Here, we're going to share real stories from real people in order to inspire, motivate, and move you into living your best lives while using your God given talents to serve others. Today, I have a gentleman with me, and I'm going to let him share his story, introduce himself. Young man, who are you?
Thank you for bringing me in your studio. My name is Ludo. I'm coming from Slovakia, but now I'm living in Arizona. And guess what? I was invited to Romania.
Uh-huh.
That's where we are now.
Oh wow, that's many places.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what aspect of ministry are you involved in?
Well, life is ministry as it is.
Mhm.
But if I should break it down, I would think about guiding the American Missionary School where we are right now.
Uh-huh.
With my wife, we have our own ministry about character building.
Okay.
And then, of course, we have our families and we have people around us. We want to be in touch and minister to them.
Oh, so you're the director of the Medical Missionary College. He's the director of the Medical Missionary College here in Romania.
I don't know if it's a college, a simple school, training program.
Yes, the training program. But how did you get involved in ministry at all?
Wow, I should go all the way back. That was kind of interesting story.
Uh-huh.
I'm coming from the very worldly background,
Mhm.
and by God's grace, I became Seventh-day Adventist. And when I was baptized, the very same first year anniversary of baptism, they were in Czech Republic in a theological seminary selecting people to be trained to work in a lifestyle center they were hoping to open in Czechoslovakia. So as I was selected with my family, we passed through the whole training, and after the return, they called us to start to pioneer medical missionary school in Country Life Prague.
You were a pioneer.
Pioneer, kind of.
In Czech Republic.
Yeah.
Sounds exciting.
After the fall of communism, it was one of the first of these kind of schools.
Mm-hmm.
And there was Jana Konečná, my colleague. She was there ahead of me, and she prepared the groundwork. So together we were running this program for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went through a disaster, the divorce, and right after divorce, I got a call to Romania.
Yes.
Here I spent another 7 years. That was 12 years ago.
Uh-huh.
In a nutshell.
Okay, in a nutshell, that's quite a
story.
How long ago was that?
So that was coming here to Romania year 2000 in August.
In 2000. And I heard you mention that you were divorced. How was it? Because I know that there are people who think, oh, because I'm divorced, then that's it for me. God cannot use me anymore. Mm-hmm. How did the divorce affect your self-confidence and your wanting to continue being a part of ministry?
That's kind of interesting question. Divorce is always breaking you. It's like that self-confidence is affected strongly. Amazing thing is that I got a call from Pastor Cleveland from United States, and he told me I did a background check on you. And so I got a good report from the pastors in Czech and Slovak Republic, and they had a confidence in me. This is like, we have faith in Jesus, or Jesus does have faith in us. It's more of faith of Jesus. And so that confidence of these pastors gave him courage to Pastor Cleveland to call me. And that's how I came here. And for me, after losing my children, my wife, home where we were living together, you go through that depression, and voila, here you have 3 houses, you have 20-some children, and you have 3 cars, and suddenly you are a father of big family. And of course, this replaced that void in my heart, and I could put myself fully into it.
So you lost your children, and God gave you like 10 times.
Of children. More than 10 times, yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's pretty fascinating. But but right now, because I know you have a good relationship with your children now, they're a lot older. I've actually met one of your sons, pretty lovely guy. How do you balance ministry, being involved in medical mission work and being in another country while maintaining a relationship with your children?
This is a rather painful question for me because, to be honest, I'm not good in balancing it out. I'm always too much in the work.
Okay.
That was part of the divorce in that story.
Uh-huh.
But what was interesting, the father-in-law, when he was still alive before the divorce, he says, "You are a very rare father. There are so few fathers who really spend the time with their children." So for me, this was not like I wanted it. It happened this way, that I was called to another country.
Yeah.
And this created a kind of a gap between us. We couldn't be in physical touch directly, but I love to take a shower with them, rub them out in a towel, and then bring them in my hands to the bed. We had a bedtime story, and so we were having a lot of good time together. But Philip, he was 10 and Adam was 8 when I had to go, and that created this situation. Philip was calling me today, and he's right now driving home from his brother. He just had his church wedding in Catholic church, the younger son mine, and after he arrives home, he's going to call me again, and I really value it very much that on his own he's showing interest to maintain the relation with me, and
that's great.
I'm trying to be available as much as I can, and we show interest into each other and build this now man-to-man relationship, which is different than with a child.
That's excellent. That's excellent. But what's your favorite part of being in medical mission?
My parents, both of them, they died prematurely.
Okay.
Father had a heavy diabetes. They actually cut his leg. Both of them were smoking, drinking coffee, and eating unhealthy food. My mother, she went through like 5 strokes, and the last one killed her. And I remember in a high school, was it, I think, in the summer with the students, we are working between 2 school years. And I'm thinking, I'm coming home and I'm going, when my mom pulls up another cigarette, I'm going to smoke with her, to tell her, as long as you want to smoke, I'll smoke with you, just to show you how I love you. I'm going to die with you. And it was very counterproductive. My mother was so upset on me, like, you're not going to force me to quit smoking, so this didn't work at all. My godmother in a Catholic church, she says, if my son would do that to me, I would immediately quit smoking. So I have 2 different people, 2 different reactions to it. And actually, she smokes until today. So it was a kind of a support that she would understand why I'm doing that.
Yeah.
But really, a lot of people are suffering unnecessarily, and that's a lot of pain. So somehow from childhood, I got that desire to bring to people this alternative, to live healthier, not because you have to, but because you see the value. And it really, you sleep better, you enjoy yourself, you look younger, you have more energy. And of course, a lot of people complain, I just wake up, I'm already tired. And there are secrets which people can respect, follow, and enjoy their life.
Wow.
That would be in a nutshell, but it's much more to it.
I'm sure. You said that there's some secrets to being able to wake up not feeling tired. Just to name one of the things. Can you share one of those secrets? We won't be telling anybody.
I have one which I really love.
Okay.
I don't know if people are willing to try it, maybe I can put it to you like a 10-day challenge.
Oh, wow, okay.
In the morning you wake up and you drag yourself to the bathroom. And I remember in communism we had these actors, famous people, everybody loved them. And in the New Year they had this special fun program. And it touched me so much. One of these guys, he says, there are 2 kinds of people. One, they wake up and they go to look to the mirror. And there is another kind of people who wake up and they look out of the window. And it touched me because that's what I always used to do. Wake up and go to the bathroom to look at my face and hair and everything, right? But actually you are kind of self-concerned and everything, but you look out and first interest is to look out of the window. So that might be this mental attitude. You start with something positive. There is another secret, people instead of taking coffee, you jump to the shower and you end up with kind of as hot as you can bear, and then you suddenly switch it to the cold and you do it 3 times.
Okay.
And I'm just practicing it last few months and I really love it. It's so invigorating, that gives you such a good start to the day. Simple thing, just switch back and forth 3 times and you stay in, of course, much longer in the hot, and then you go again to the cold as you can. Of course, in my case, it's maximum. Ladies, they like to temper it slowly. But if you achieve this kind of a practice and habit, you will really have an excellent blood circulation all over the body.
And you end with the cold.
Yes,
I
of
keep
course.
forgetting which one to end with.
The cold one.
You end with the cold
It's very
one.
short. You just put a short, the final one, and then you feel the blood immediately responding to it. So it heats you from inside.
That's a good secret.
Yeah.
Definitely going to try that one. I do get up lately and I look out the window, but it's because I have some plants that are growing down down from my window in our farm,
So you look
and
at
I want to
them.
see, how many more flowers do we have growing?
So you have the outside interest, which is beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but that's very good. But what has truly kept you in ministry? And your ministry's medical mission, what has truly kept you these years?
Maybe going back to the family, losing my own connection with my sons and working with these young people, this is so rewarding. It's challenging, but rewarding at the same time. And working with these young people, like I can see it, another secret adding to these two previous ones. We start morning with 50 minutes exercise and we run down the hill after stretching and up the hill. And we just have a hard time to overcome this hill because it's pretty steep. But you reach up and you breathe and you start to feel how these happy hormones are running throughout all your body. I love it. I really enjoy it. And I can see how, those students who are faithful, who do their part, they can also see this wake up. And, working with these young minds, working with them, seeing where they are coming from, and now during the year, how much they are growing and learning. And years later, when they tell you that it was so worthy, and they have nice memories about me, and they tell me that it's so satisfying, that was not vain, that was not lost time invested into these young people.
Oh, that's good. I'm sure it's so rewarding.
You have similar experience,
I
I'm sure,
so
right?
do. Not been in as long as you have been, but definitely I have similar stories. But if you could go back to before you started ministry, even though it kind of started from day one for you, from baptism, if there's one thing you could have done to be more prepared, what would that be? If there are a couple of things, what could I have done to be more prepared for this?
Let my wife answer to you. I just spoke a few weeks ago with her about the whole thing, and she says, you know what? How much you really know how to work with the minds. Because spiritual prophecy, we have so much insights about it. And I'm realizing that we need to sign up, all of us who are working in a school. I would call it a continual education. Many companies have this kind of program.
Yeah.
And the counsels to parents, teachers, and students, I believe, would be excellent book. Mind, Character, and Personality, another book. To study together as a staff, that we would read it and see how we can apply some of those principles. And the book which I would really recommend to everybody is Studies in Christian Education by Sutherland.
Oh, really?
That made a lifelong impression on me.
In Christian education, so even though you're in medical mission, you're recommending studies in Christian education.
Yeah. One of the statements I remember he's writing there, what brought papacy to their knees was not Napoleon with General Berthier, 1798. It was Luther creating Christian schools, and continual Christian education is the secret. Because, we are like a pot of water. Either you are on fire and you are bubbling, you are heated up, you want to serve, or somebody puts you off the fire and immediately you start to cool down. So that law of entropy, it's so important that we are constantly exposed to the holy thoughts. I just got a week ago a slogan for Sabbath. Holy Sabbath, holy thoughts. See, so you have to be in contact with Heavenly Father to be in that mindset of purity.
Yes. Oh, wow. So I don't even need to ask you then, what would you recommend for those who want to get involved in ministry? Because you've already told us to start reading.
And to exercise.
And to exercise. But I know you said you're divorced, but then now you're saying my wife. It sounds like the Lord has re-gifted you.
True. We actually are joking, I was 7 years here, and she came as a student in the 7th year, so we were saying I was serving like Jacob for my Rachel for 7 years.
Oh, that's nice.
So we cherish it, really. God gave me a gift in Syria.
Oh, that's beautiful. The Lord, He does restore, doesn't He?
Yes, He does.
When we totally give ourselves to Him, He gives us back. abundantly, exceedingly abundantly
more
above
than
we
we
can
could.
ask or think.
Yes.
That sounds beautiful. So now I can ask you, if you could live all this all over again, would you do it all again? If you're told that even in all the struggles, in all the things that you went through, would you still choose your life as a medical missionary again?
Well, no question about it. What I like to say usually is that, there is a winning trio. Our ministry with my wife is character building. If I can make a little advertisement, that will be revivalseminars.org, where we have the whole seminar about character building and other studies. And the winning trio is medical missionary work in a context of character building, and guess what's the third one? In a country life setting. So I believe these three are a big ones, and for sure I recommend to everybody. Our ministry, medical ministry, helping people to realize the reasons why we have these lifestyle diseases. God, and they say it's ABC of education. You see how God is growing everything, and you just do your part. Insignificantly small, but very important to make it success.
Yes. And everyone, because of Corona, his wife's not been able to be here with us today.
Yes,
I know. I wish he could, and definitely after they've opened borders and everything, and she's back, I'd definitely like to speak to both of you, because I'm sure there's a lot you can share about doing ministry together.
Please ask my wife how we came together. She has
really,
very
that's her story. All right, I want to hear that. We want to hear that, don't we?
Sylvia, I'm greeting you. We were never so much apart like we are now. She's in Guatemala, and because of these flights, she's not able to return.
Yes. Yeah. But I'm sure it's been a blessing, because I can attest to that. Being able to do ministry with, not just with your spouse supporting from the side, but doing it with you.
Together.
What's that been like, if you could share just really quickly?
This morning, Sylvia, she sent me a YouTube short little story about the marriage of Ellen and James White. And I told her that video was so beautiful, because I told her they realized as sick as they were, as broken, penniless as they were, they realized with God they have so much work to do together, and that was a key word, together. And so I'm always telling Sylvia, I really need you. She says, you don't need me, you are so busy. And I say, yes, I need you. That's such a hidden behind the scene, but if you have that support behind somebody who cares for you, loves you, you have that courage and strength to do the ministry. And of course, Sylvia, she has so much to give as well, so we are working together.
A lovely lady. I really do like her. Well, thank you so much, Ludo. Is there anything that you'd want to close up with in telling somebody who's seriously interested in becoming a medical missionary? What encouragement can you give to somebody out there, just to let them know that the work is open?
Thank you for that opportunity. I have a Bible in front of me, and I'm in Galatians chapter 4, verse 19, which says, "My little children, of whom I travail in birth again, until Christ be formed in you." Anybody who comes to us, I take you under my wings. I like to be Papa instead of, the director. That's a scary title. And, as much as it's a labor pain to shape the minds of young people, at the same time, you want to duplicate it. So people who are coming here and catch that spirit, that you will live by your own example, and you want to give then what you receive to others as well.
Amen.
And so when you are coming out of here, you would like to be again travailing that somebody else can be born. Actually, we had a teacher, Pastor Boykin in Wildwood, where I studied similar training, and he used to tell us always, again and again, remember, as there is no child without labor pain of the mother, there is no second birth without labor pain of somebody else. And that touched me really. That's profound, because even the guys can be in a labor pain.
Yes.
It's funny, but it's true.
They finally get to share, what did they say? But thank you so much for being opened and for sharing with us your story today. If you're involved in ministry, or you have an inspiring story that you want to share with the world, please contact me at tamaravlawrence@gmail.com, or on social media at facebook.com/missioner for life, or follow us on Instagram at Lawrence Family Mission. And would you like to share with us again where they can find you and more about your ministry?
I'm so glad you asked me because I wanted to edit.
Yes.
So, scolahergelia.org, scola, that we Romanian word for school, SCOALA, and that Hergelia, that's the name of this place, .ro, Romania.ro.
Okay.
Scola Hergelia, probably can put it on the YouTube.
Yes, I will do that. I'll put it in the description box.
Yes,
Thank you so much. And share this with a friend. Follow us on social media and we'll see you next time.
God bless you too.